Hello, and welcome back to Spittin' Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar, and I'm coming at you from the 256. In this one, I'm going to go ahead and do NFL picks for Week 13. But before I get to those picks, I just wanted to go ahead and say I was 12-3 last week out of 15 games. We were 12-3. That brought our overall record, or my overall record, however you want to say it, to 111-65. 111 wins to 65 losses. I expanded that gap by 9 more games. But let's see if we can do that by even more this week, since we do have all 32 teams in action, 16 games to pick. But let's go ahead and get to those games. So on Thursday night, you do have the New Orleans Saints in Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have been showing a lot the last couple weeks after they got beat down by Tennessee on Monday Night Football. They have really turned things around. But with this Saints team, I don't think they lose to this Cowboys team. I like what the Cowboys have been doing. They're in the driver's seat, are in a very good seat to take the NFC East right now, with everybody slumping in that league or in that division. But I was kind of leaning Cowboys, but I just can't take them against this Saints team. Give me the New Orleans Saints to take down the Cowboys tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football. The first of the games on Sunday afternoon, you have the Ravens at the Falcons. The Falcons, the playoffs are probably out of the question at this point for them. The Ravens, they're still in the hunt in the AFC. They've won 2 in a row now with Lamar Jackson playing quarterback under center, however you want to put it. But going into Atlanta, a team that needs a win, a team that has been so baffling this season. But I think they beat the Ravens. I think Atlanta at home, they can run up the scoreboard, and I think they'll do that. I think the Ravens, they'll score plenty of points as well, but I think the Falcons just outscore them and win that football game on Sunday. The next game you got the Panthers at the Buccaneers. The Panthers have been riding, they're on a bad slump right now, so they're playing the Buccaneers at a good time. The Panthers lost their first game they'd lost all season at home last week. I don't think they lose this week on the road. I think they'll beat the Buccaneers. They got to right the ship. They're still fighting for a playoff spot, and I think the Panthers stay in that hunt, or continue to stay in that hunt, and they beat the Buccaneers on Sunday. Next, you have the NFC North leading Chicago Bears. Yes, the Chicago Bears are leading the NFC North. I'm as shocked as you are at the New York Giants. The Bears, I believe they'll get Trubisky back this week. They even won the game last week without him, with Chase Daniel, the career backup, playing quarterback against the Lions. But the Bears defense, I think they'll be the difference for the Bears in this one. They'll make some plays, possibly score some more touchdowns against the Giants. Saquon, he's been great. He's been good. He's on a good stretch. Odell, he's been better as of late. I think those guys will have some plays, but I think the Bears defense make more plays and make the difference on Sunday. Give me the Chicago Bears. Next, you have the Bills, who picked up the win against the Jacksonville Jags last Sunday. At the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins have been good. The Dolphins have been bad. The Bills have been mostly bad, but they've shown flashes. Josh Allen has shown flashes. But I'm going home team. I think the Dolphins get the job done at home on Sunday. You got the Colts at the dumpster fire of the Jags. The Jags have benched Bortles now. They're just getting beat by everybody. Josh Allen shut up Jalen Ramsey last week. The Colts, they're one of the hottest teams in football. They're on a tear right now. Andrew Luck and the offense are clicking. They're doing some things right now, and I'm taking the Colts to take down the Jags on Sunday. Next, you have the Browns. They've shown better as of recently with new coach and everything that they're doing, but they're playing the Texans, who've reeled off 8 in a row after starting 0-3. The Texans, I expect points in this game from both teams, but Deshaun Watson, he's back to being that player that we saw last year, and I think he continues to do that, and the Texans beat the Browns. I'm taking the Texans over the Browns. Next, you have the Broncos at the Bengals. The Bengals are in a world of hurt now. They have no quarterback. The Broncos, they've beaten the Chargers and the Steelers the last 2 weeks. So they beat 2 of the better teams in the AFC, and they get to go play one that is not doing so hot right now. one of the worst defenses in the league. The Broncos defense is still a good defense. The Bengals are going to struggle offensively for the most part. I'm taking Denver to knock off the Cincinnati Bengals. Next, you have the LA Rams at the Lions. Not much you really have to say about this game. I know we saw the Lions beat the Patriots at home earlier this year, but different time of the season, different team. The Rams' offense is ridiculous. I think they stay ridiculous, and they beat the Lions rather easily. I'm saying 17 to 21 points. The Rams get the job done on the road in Detroit. Next, you have the Cardinals at the Packers. The Packers have yet to win a game on the road. They've yet to lose a game at home, I believe. They just have the tie still against the Vikings. I think that continues against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the league this season, and they'll continue to be that way. Aaron Rodgers at home, Packers, give me Green Bay. Next, you have the Chiefs. You have the Chiefs at the Raiders, and I don't think you have to say much. The Raiders are a dumpster fire. The Chiefs are not. The Chiefs are one of the better teams in the league. They were in that Monday night shootout 2 weeks ago against the Rams, and then they had their bye week, and they're coming off a bye week. The Chiefs could start their second stringers, I believe, and probably win this game. They're obviously not going to start their second stringers with several games to go. The Chiefs win. Give me the Chiefs by 21, 41-20, 38-17. I think the Chiefs, they pound the Raiders on Sunday. Next, you got the Jets at the ever inconsistent Titans. The Titans for 2 weeks will show you that they'll make you think for 2 weeks. Man, this is a good football team. They could really sneak up on some people. They could really dominate some people. They could make a run possibly. And then they go out like they did the last 2 weeks, and you're like, has this team ever seen a football in their life? Not so much on Monday night. They had the quick start, and then they just did nothing. Some of that goes to the other team, credit, especially the Texans, the way they got after Mariota. But they were doubled up. 34-17 was the final after they were up 10-0 early. And then the Colts game, that was just ugly. The Jets, obviously Darnold's been hurt. I don't know if he'll be back for this one. I don't think he will. I don't think it matters. Tennessee gets back home. They've had a two bad game stretch. I think it's time for them to show up and have that 1 or 2 good games in a row. This is one of those games they should have at home against the Jets. I'll take the Titans. Next, you have the 49ers at the Seahawks. The Seahawks went and did something nobody else had done all season. That's beat the Panthers in Carolina. They did that. We all know about the 49ers struggles with Jimmy G tearing his ACL. They have no franchise quarterback. They've moved on to the third stringer at this point, Nick Mullins. But the Seahawks, they're playing good football right now. I'm taking Seattle to beat San Francisco on Fox. I think it'll be a little closer than people think. But I think Seattle gets the job done at home on Sunday. Next, you have the Vikings at the Patriots. The Vikings, we thought they would be one of those teams that's sitting at 9-2 or something like that, but they're not. The Bears, the surprise of the league possibly. The Bears are leading the North. That's who the Vikings are looking up at. They have to go to New England. I don't think you go to New England too often and win, especially in big games like this. I think the Patriots show up to play, and I think the Patriots do that Sunday, and they take down the Vikings. The Vikings obviously still fighting for a wild card spot. The Patriots, they're playing in a division where they could basically sleepwalk. But I think the Patriots get it done against Minnesota. Next, you have two of the better teams in the AFC. The Chargers quietly have won 8 games, I believe it is, so far this season. And the Steelers, everybody's always looking at the Steelers in the AFC North. But they did lose to Denver last week, but the Chargers lost to Denver as well 2 weeks ago. Pittsburgh, I think home is really the difference here. Pittsburgh at home at night. Weather may be a factor for the Steelers, but Pittsburgh, I'm taking the Steelers to win that game. Next, you have the Washington Redskins at the Eagles. We know about the Redskins, Alex Smith, their main weapon, you could say, besides Adrian Peterson. We know what he's doing too, but the main guy for the Redskins went down with that horrible leg break 2 weeks ago. the Eagles finally got a win to get them out of the muck that they've been in. I think it's time for them to really make a push, and I think that they will start making a push, and it's a perfect time for them to do that against a division rival. So I'll take the Philadelphia Eagles at home on Monday Night Football. But that is all 16 games for the NFL slate for this weekend. Got a full slate and a full plate, however you want to put it. Full plate of games, a full slate of games. But all teams are in action this weekend. And those are my picks. Don't forget to let me know what you're thinking for the games this weekend down in the comments. But go ahead and leave a like, share the content, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, as well as all the other videos that I produce and put out there. But this has been Spittin' Sports with Lamar. I am Casey Lamar. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.